my name is Vix, and welcome back to my Q&As! I know it's like 2 weeks late, but if you watched my Back from MFF video, you would know that I had the con to prepare for, I had so much art to do, and I got really sick last week, so I wasn't really able to do much recording, editing, getting out of bed, you know, all that kind of stuff. I don't have many announcements to make this time because I pretty much covered everything that happened in the past 2 weeks in the last video, so let's get right into it, shall we? Question number 1. Why is your fursona named vixndwnq, and is Rika still Tails' sister? Now this old now. She actually has a full family, the Pausers. She has 2 sisters and a mom and dad. I might change that up a bit, maybe give her a brother. I don't know yet, still working on it. She does have sort of a complex background, but I'm not ready to reveal that yet as it is still in development. As for Vix's name, this is kind of a long story, so sit down if you're not already sitting and prepare to have this explained to you in a probably very confusing way that doesn't really make much sense. But Vix's name is vixndwnq. Her first name is Vix, middle initial is N, last name is dwnq. The Vix N sounds like Vixen, like a fox. Now Vix isn't a fox, she's a cat deer, but Rika's a fox, and it kind of fuses those two things together. The N, I would tell you what it stands for, but it's a secret. But my middle initial is also N, so that kind of fuses those two things together. Now Vix is technically literally me, but I'm not gonna use my real name on the internet, so you're gonna have to live with Vix. Oh my gosh, I just moved my camera. The Vix itself, V-I-X, the way I write Vix, I don't always write it V-I-X. I kind of fuse the 3 together into a symbol, and the symbol represents the Roman numeral 9, and 9 is a number that kind of haunts me. It's everywhere. And also, cats have 9 lives. And I have 9 fursonas. So, once again, bringing it all together into one. And then the dwnq, like I mentioned in my, was it my last Q&A? Is the word bump upside down. And that is kind of an inside joke between me and Koza that happened way back in the high school days. Next question. Can you pose with the fursuit on with your cat? What would you do if you woke up one morning as a potato? I wake up every morning as a potato. What happened to Putz? If you don't know who Putz is, I did a few videos about him back in the day for a school project. Putz is currently on vacation, having a fantastic time in the Bahamas, relaxing and eating as much mice as his little heart could have desired. What kind of music do you like to listen to? I listen to all kinds of music. I mostly listen to music depending on what mood I am. So like if I'm in a hype up mood and I want to like do stuff, I listen to like EDM music, or if I want to dance, I listen to EDM music. If I want to just kind of like relax and chill, I listen to like Mumford & Sons and that kind of stuff. If I want to sing along to something, I'll throw on my Taylor Swift or Panic at the Disco radios. But right now I'm mostly listening to Christmas music because that's all that's on the radio. On a scale from 1 to Bob Saget, how MLG are you, mate? I would say I'm about John C. Your hype level, it's over 9,000. What do you do when you hear someone with a bad view of the fandom talk poorly of furries, but without sounding super defensive and starting a big argument? Well, if it's in the real world, and somebody questions the furry community or doesn't quite understand it, I will do my best at explaining it. And I actually have changed many people's opinions on it. I would just calmly explain what the fandom is all about, and they of course mention like, but what about that CSI episode? And I just pretty much say, that was just how the media sees us, this is how we actually are, and they end up being like, well, most of the people I've talked to have ended up being like really interested in it and think it's actually really cool, which makes me feel awesome. If it's on the internet and somebody's just spreading hate to spread hate or trolling, I just flat out ignore them and don't even try to engage in conversation, because they're not going to change their mind no matter how hard I try, and it's just going to fuel their hate and whatnot. My advice to you would be to calmly explain what the furry fandom is, maybe what it means to you, but if they choose not to understand, or if they decide to start a big argument over it, then it's not really worth arguing over, because as long as it's something special to you, then who cares what everybody else thinks? And if they choose not to listen, then why waste your breath trying to change something that's not going to change? So just be happy with who you are and don't care or worry or anything about what other people think, because your life is about you, not what your neighbor down the street thinks furries do, because they don't matter. What's the most rewarding thing about being in the furry fandom? I personally would say that the ability to be able to be who I want to be is one of the most rewarding things that I've ever experienced in the fandom. Even before I was a part of the fandom, back in the days when I made Rika, that's when the change began. That's when I was starting to be able to really express myself in a way that makes me feel comfortable. I was able to express myself through this character, and this character was able to give me confidence, and me striving to be the way my character is gave me motivation, and putting on the costume helps with that. The other most rewarding thing is seeing how other people react. I love suiting in public, like suiting at cons and at meets and stuff. That's all great and super fun and everything, but like everybody there already knows about furries because they are furries. Everybody there is kind of used to it. But suiting out in public where people aren't used to it, they react in so many different ways. And some of them are good, some of them are bad. I haven't had too many bad experiences while suiting in public, but I'm also very, very careful and I make sure I have somebody with me. But like when I suit on campus, seeing everybody's smiling faces, whether they think it's weird, whether they think it's awesome, I brought something different to their day. I brightened their day in one way or another, whether I gave them somebody to talk to, somebody to hug, somebody to laugh at. It doesn't really matter why I brightened their day. Just the fact that I changed something in their life just by being there. It's so much... I don't have enough words to describe it, but the point I'm trying to make is I love making people happy, and one of the ways I do that is by going out and fursuiting in public and bringing something different to people's days and brightening my own day and having fun myself. So it's a win-win situation in my opinion. Some people might be offended, but people get offended by everything. I could go out, my short hair offends people because, like, my short hair offends people. The fact that I cosplay Foxy offends people. But, you know what? It doesn't matter. All the people that I make happy outweighs the amount of people that dislike what I do, and That's what makes it worth it. What is fave person in the world? Well, of course my bub is my favorite person in the world. That or maybe my cat. Oh, excuse me. Well, anyways, that's it for this video. I really enjoy answering these questions. If you guys are interested in me answering questions in Rika, let me know. I usually don't do vlog type videos in Rika because then I can't show off all my facial expressions. But if you guys would be interested in maybe me answering some questions in character as Rika in my fursuit, let me know. If you guys want to address a question specifically to Rika, just mention that in the comment. So you can address a question to me or a question to Rika, and the ones addressed to Rika I will answer in my fursuit, because I think that would be pretty interesting. I will have some fun videos coming out later this week to make up for that huge delay. Thanks for watching. Post your questions and comments down below so that I can answer them in the next video. You can ask me anything about furries, anything about video making, anything about my characters, anything about me, anything about anything. Leave so many questions, so I have so many things to answer next time. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!